So this is continuing in the series that I have on health, and you all know that when I talk about health, it is basically an awareness of your own physical condition. It's a mental awareness of your own physical condition, and so I call this period a dancer's body. People often tell me that I walk like a dancer, or I have a dancer's body, etc., 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 which is unsurprising because I am a dancer. What is surprising to me, however, is that even in the periods where I haven't danced as regularly or as rigorously as I have during other periods, say for example 4 hours of class in the morning, a couple of hours of rehearsal in the evening, I've done that, and I've seen what my body looks like when I do that, and I've seen what I can eat and what I can, all the things that I need to do, my energy level, all that stuff, and I've seen how my body is when I do absolutely no exercise, perhaps even becoming the equivalent of what you might call a couch potato. So what's interesting for me is that my body, it shifts and changes. I mean, I have different weights during different periods, more muscle, more fat, more taut, more loose, and I can see that as soon as, when I'm during these couch potato periods and I start doing some exercise, I can lose weight very quickly. Now I wanted to talk to you about this because how is this all maintained? It's the awareness. Sure, you can say that it's genes, that it's genetic, and I do believe that there's a genetic component. So I can talk about my own. I said my dad, who was pregnant with triplets, who was 9 months pregnant with triplets, at one point, however, he was smaller than me. I have a pair of pants of his from when he first came to America, just some, Levi cords from early 70s, really cute, really hot, and they are tiny, and I wore them in college with, interestingly enough, the same styles that come back around. But now, as I say, he's more sedentary. He's had 3 strokes. He smoked a lot. I don't think that he smokes now. But I guess, no one would really know, because if you don't want people to know you smoke, they don't know. My mother, she is built like, someone who grew up on a diet of black-eyed peas and greens and spinach and and corn and all these different vegetables, all cooked with salted fat back. So my mother's built like a Southern soul diet, and she's not in the best of health. So I'm working against, genetically, I could say, when you say genetically, it's partially what you inherit physically, but partially what you inherit socially. So I grew up in the same household eating that same kind of diet, but interestingly enough, and this is where I say, nurture versus nature, my mother is the one who put me in dance classes. My mother is the one who said, eat salad every day. My mother is the one who said, make your own salad, make your own salad dressing, who appreciated it when I made it, who encouraged me through all those things. So even though she doesn't have this body, she very much contributed to the ideas that I can talk to you about. For example, a dancer's body, worn out. I'm sitting here, and there's a reason why we're talking from the bathroom. A couple of reasons. A, as a dancer, skin and nudity, all that stuff, I'm like, whatever. I've been on stage in a G-string, and I wasn't on a pole. There is a difference, and that the naked body isn't just a sexual being, but as a dancer, it's all of those things. But I'm also saying, look at this. Hopefully you use one of these at least once, maybe twice a day. As a dancer, you're standing here doing this. Now, if you know how to brush your teeth, you know that you need to distract yourself and do something else, because the time that you really need to clean your teeth, at least 5 minutes of brushing, hand brushing, most people can't stand in front of a commode, in front of the sink in the mirror and brush for 5 minutes. You need to occupy yourself otherwise. So again, awareness, mental, physical, also your teeth. But what I'm saying is, a dancer is sitting here doing pliés, I'm saying, so you're and counting and all these during these different stretches, I can't help it. It's just there. I want to, you know, start in a B+ when I brush and slowly roll back to it gets crazy. But you can never just stand there. And as a matter of fact, you should be aware of the idleness of your body. And if a great deal of your time is spent being idle, then you're not treating yourself well. You're not treating your body well. It is a kind of busyness that I'm talking about that a dancer's body would have. I bet you would ask many dancers, people who were dancers in their youth and don't dance now, or people who've danced off and on different periods in their lives. You're constantly stretching, looking, feeling, touching. You know, you might see somebody standing somewhere in the Walmart looking for trying to choose between X, Y, and Z. And look, lo and behold, they're rolling up, rolling down, point, tendus. You know, you see people doing all this crazy stuff that I guess is crazy to average people. But that's because you're so idle. I mean, we even tell our kids be idle. Put you in a cart, sit there and shut up. Idle. It also extends to that. You should know what's going on in there when it comes to you. And it doesn't have to be icky and nasty. But again, it's everything from here to anything you inhale, your water. You have to just be aware. So I do say, take account of it. Get yourself a piece of paper and write down, hey, what you eat. Just write, you know, as you eat, don't change anything except for taking note of it. You know, do that for a couple of days. At the end of those 3 days, look at the caloric intake for each day and average it and see how you are. See what you're doing. See if you're happy with where you are. But the important thing is that you know. And people talk about how it's very spiritual, this mind-body connection. That's another whole video. Bye.